He's in a full squat. You want me to record this whole thing? The way you walk into that one.
Hey, just a shameless plug.
Just a shameless
plug, you know.
Just a little spine warm up when you're making your coffee, bruh.
Every day.
What's up, guys? Josh from Strength Side. This is a push-pull workout that I did here on the gymnastics rings. Wanted to just share this. This is just raw footage of me doing just dips in rows. So this is kind of like an easy way to just get a lot of volume to your upper body in one push movement, working your chest and your shoulders and your triceps, and then pulling, working the back and the biceps. So yeah, this only took me 10 minutes to do. So I just wanted to share how easy it can be to get a lot of fatigue to those muscles and, like I said, a lot of volume in a short period of time. It doesn't take much. But this is actually less about this workout. If you guys have any questions about this, go ahead and comment below. Let me know. I'm going to talk a little bit. You know, there's been talks of a Strength Side podcast. I don't really have the time to put into a podcast right now, but I have a YouTube channel, and who says I can't podcast over a YouTube video? That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to answer the question that seems to be popping up on all my videos is, yo, Josh, or they don't really say Josh, they say, yo, guy in the YouTube video, is all you do is bodyweight workouts? Because it seems like maybe you lift weights too. So this is kind of a complex question, and I think it's a good question because it allows me to talk about some things that I want to talk about, right? So just to answer the question, like flat out, is right now I only do body weight. I only do body weight work for my upper body, and then for my lower body I do some barbell squats, but then all the rest is pretty much body weight leg training. So that's what I've been doing for about the past 3 to 4 years. But you know, when I was younger, I grew up, you know, learning in high school more of the body weight style training, like I think a lot of dudes do. You know, hitting that chest on Monday, man. And so I spent some time doing that. I played basketball in college, and then that kind of led me into learning some of the Olympic lifts, or the power Olympic lifts at least, training on the barbell a little bit more. And then after that, I spent a little bit of time doing more powerlifting style training. You know, I was never very strong, but yeah, I spent a good amount of time trying to increase my max squat, my max deadlift, stuff like that. So that brings us to today. So why did I think the question becomes, why did I make that change from weights into body weight, more calisthenics, gymnastics? Well, the main reason why is because I got injured, and I tore my meniscus. So that kind of took me out of being able to load up my body with a barbell, and I had to find kind of an alternative way of training. So I started doing some gymnastics training, and I was like, oh, well, I can really work on some things that have been lagging in my body, completely lagging, things that just are non-existent, and it doesn't involve me. You know, I can work around this meniscus injury. So immediately what I found is that I started feeling way better just in my body. And yeah, that I guess you don't really know maybe how bad you are until you start feeling good. And that kind of woke me up to, wow, I am stiff. I am just like not feeling very healthy in my body. I've lost a lot of range of motion, and I lost a lot of athleticism. Like I mentioned, I played basketball in college. I grew up playing sports, and all that athleticism that I had from years of just playing, I had lost from pushing heavy dumbbells off my chest for years and doing bicep curls. So this kind of led me to refocus and kind of reshape my mind about what I wanted from physical activity, because I decided from a young age to prioritize physical activity training in my life, because it's kind of what I grew up doing and I enjoy it. But I think that for a while I just fell into thinking I needed to do this one thing because that's what I saw around me, that's what I saw my peers doing, that's what seemed to be cool, and then I started attaching my ego to how much I can lift, to how much muscle I'm putting on, to and then following all these things that other people were doing that I wasn't really examining in my life if those things were making me feel good. And then it took getting out of that, breaking out of that, to see, oh shit, these things aren't really what I want to kind of prioritize in my life. And I think values came into play, and that's like a huge thing. I think is what are you valuing in your body? What are you valuing in your life? And I kind of came to the conclusion that, I want my training to serve me in improving the quality of my life and improving the freedom that I feel in my body. And that's essentially why I started bodyweight training, is because I was starting to use full range of motion of my joints, right? I was starting to bring back the capacity that I had when I was younger, when I was a kid, of my body to be able to just, move freely and to not have restriction, right? I had a lot of restriction. I couldn't reach my arms over my head. Squatting down to sit in a deep squat is very challenging for me. Stuff like that everyone should be able to do, I lost because I was valuing some shit that, I later realized, no, I don't want to value that. I want to value being healthy. I want to value being free. And I think that's what's missing from the fitness industry right now is, well, you guys see, I'm sure if you watch my YouTube videos, you watch other YouTube fitness, and, we're in the age of information. There's so many people out there who can teach you how to do pull-ups, who can teach you how to deadlift, how to activate your glutes. They can teach you how to fix certain things in your body. But what's missing is no one's talking about what you should value for your body and for your training. And I think most of us are just working off of old software. We're kind of doing the things that we learned about fitness when we were young, and we're not re-examining if that is still serving us correctly, right? Or serving us the way that we want it to serve us. So for me, I found that bodyweight training just allows me to feel much more healthy, and allows me to still be strong, but it's a bit of a different type of strength. And I know that for a lot of dudes out there, and probably some females too, there's a lot of ego attached to the way that you train because you've probably been doing it for a while. And, setting aside the bench press can be really, really challenging. It definitely was for me in the beginning, but I can tell you, man, that it is really rewarding when you can kind of walk away from that and start prioritizing something different from your body, and you can kind of set that ego aside and just not care about those things so much anymore. Well, damn. Took me 10 minutes to answer one question. Got a little philosophical there. That's the way that I like to do it. And that was the whole workout. Like I said, I got 3 sets in of each of those movements. If you guys are looking to do something like this and maybe you can't do ring dips, you can do push-ups. And if you want to do an easier version of a row, then you guys know, don't elevate your feet, and even you can be more vertical and do the same little training session that I just did. If you guys enjoyed this, give it a like. If you have a question that you might want me to jam on the next time I do this, leave it below, and if it gets some thumbs up, maybe I'll answer it. Guys, subscribe to Strength Side, as always.